So we continue with the Dhamma talks. Another important thing the yogi has to understand is regarding the object of meditation. Can you hear me? Yes? Because this makes a difference between samatha and vipassana practice and the essence of vipassana practice. Usually this can be quite complicated and tricky. When you start going into the works of it. In the beginning we break it down to Vipassana. The object is the ultimate reality, and samatha is the conceptual object. Yes? That's very simple, you said. But to actually know what it is not so simple. First, we have to differentiate between this Abhidhamma, part 1. Then the Paramatha Dhamma and the Panyati. Paramatha is ultimate reality, Panyati is concepts. That's the object. Object is what the mind knows. Very basic conditions of mind and object. You see me, I am the object. The mind that sees me is the mind. Simple, huh? Okay. The mind knows the object. Now the object can be two types. Ultimate realities, Paramatha Dhamma, and Panyati, concepts. So it is to make things simple. Panyati is concepts are things that are conceived, made up by the mind. It's like mind creates its object. Mind creates a lot of things. Okay? And then it becomes tricky. Concept that simplify again, two types. One is the concept that the mind can know directly, in the sense that it created it and you know you can know that it's a mental creation. For example, you think think, what am I going to do when I go home? And you think, all those thoughts are concept-based. Because you're thinking, your mind creating it. All you say is that, I want to draw a picture. What shall I draw? Those are, you have it in your mind. Those are concepts, actively created concepts, you know. Suppose you close your eyes and you imagine a flower. Yeah? Imagine bunga raya. Can you close your eyes and imagine the bunga raya? Yes, sir? So the bunga raya is created by the mind. You know it's a concept because the mind created it. You see yourself creating the concept. Now the other form of is a passive concept. You do not see yourself creating it, but the mind creates it by itself. For example, time. Time is a concept. Right? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, morning, evening. These are concepts. Is there time? There is no real time. You have chronological time, psychological time, physiological time. All these times are based on processes. But time itself is a concept. You give a point to the process, and that point you give it is a concept, because it is a point that you put it there. Yesterday, the past. What's the past? In the past I was doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. What you did in the past is another thing. The past itself is the concept. Those are objects connected, other objects connected with the past. But the past is something that is no longer there. It's just an idea of something that is finished. Okay? Future, what am I going to do? I will meditate harder tomorrow. So the idea of working harder tomorrow, you put it into a time frame. Tomorrow. The hard meditation you put on tomorrow. But tomorrow is a time frame which is a concept which you put in there. That means the future will always be the future, the past will always be the past, the present concept will always be the present concept. Okay? So time is a concept. That which you associate with time need not be a concept. It may be concepts, it need not be a concept. Okay? Like more easily you can see are word concepts. Word, Malacca. Malacca is made up of 3 sounds. Malacca. Okay. The 3 sounds cannot occur at the same time. One must come, more must come, then pass away, you put la, then ra come, and then ka come. So the word Malacca does not really exist in one moment. As the mind brings a lot of sounds and then you put it together as a concept. That is a word concept. But we say we don't create the word Malacca. Malacca has always been Malacca. But because the process is so fast, you don't see it as a concept. It's still a concept created in mind. Not so much of the active mind, but the passive mind, which is connected with karma, karmic consciousness. So time, space, form, shape, they are concepts, not actively created by passive. It comes together with the processes. Okay, like a line. A line is a concept. A line is made of many small points. One point comes and passes away, another point comes and passes away. There's no line, there's only points. Yeah? So it just comes with all the form and shape. But there's one concept which is very important, that's the person. Is the person concept actively created or passively created? Yeah? I. What is the I? There's a concept of I. It's like time, and time you put certain processes, you call this yesterday. I, so you give a name. Take Jew. So this is a, what is take Jew? All the five aggregates, mind, body, process, you put this as the name take you, that's the person. When you take away all the thought processes, material processes, the word take you does not have any meaning. You see? No. But the processes have the meaning. There's a difference. Understand? So concepts can be real or unreal. Unreal concepts have nothing, no reality backing them up. Real concepts are that which is a reality backing it up. Okay? This is start, so you added the concepts. Normal concepts, those you come with thinking everything around the world, those are concepts. Those that do not come with thinking are more passive, natural, come with natural process. Those are passive concepts. No? And what is important is whether there's a reality behind them or there's no reality behind them. Yeah? It's the ones which reality behind them that can lead us to the ultimate realities. Suppose you say you meditate on a frog. You visualize a frog. We say the purple frog with black dots. Okay, you visualize purple dots. Will you bring you to see reality directly? No. Or you say the frog with 10 heads, 6 feet, 3 toes. You imagine. You can imagine. You can imagine until you really see the funny frog in front of you. But it's a mind-created concept. Those definitely you cannot be a Vipassana object. So, now we come to reality, Paramattha Dhamma. Paramattha Dhamma has a simple definition. It just means reality. Reality, how many realities is there? There's only one reality. One Dhamma. So how do you know what is reality? And that becomes difficult. So we have to give some definitions, that is to give you some ideas. Reality is what is really there, here and now. What you can experience directly in the present. Your present, that was a present reality and a present time concept. In the beginning, you experience this reality closest with the present time concept. When you put away the present time concept, then you've come face to face with the reality of Vipassana. And this reality is timeless. There's no present, past, or future. Okay? But this reality also arises and passes away. The process arising and passes away is not a concept. Ultimately, it's not a concept. But when you think of it, it is a concept, a real concept, with a reality behind it. But to make things simple for people, we say, you keep your mind as much as the present and feel the present experiences. Okay? Breathing. So, one thing is that this ultimate reality can be experienced directly. It can be experienced directly. It has to be experienced directly to understand, to know what it is. When I say experience directly, it's like we're saying that you experience it in the present. More accurately, in the timeless. Ordinary people, at first you can say timeless, you don't know what it means. So you say in the present. For example, you're aware now. What are you aware of right now? You just pinch the person, you know pain? Yeah, I see pain. Yeah? But whether you experience it mindfully or not, that's a different matter. In meditation, it makes a difference by being mindful. When you pinch you, something hit your head, and you're mindful, firstly, your mind is not deluded. When anger arises, there's already delusion. So your mind must be very clear. In the sense that it is pure and it does not have craving, anger, and delusion. If anger and delusion arise, then you don't see things clearly. So when you're sleepy, you're not rising, falling, you're not watching reality clearly. So it's like watching something somewhere. But it can be helped. Mindfulness is not strong, that's what happens. So try your best to be mindful and to be very mindful and to be really present. Can you be really mindful of something in the past? Yesterday or last year at 3 p.m. what were you doing? You can't even remember what was happening. How could you experience that clearly? Yeah, right? So it's present, clear, with a clear mindfulness, here and now, present. So we experience some mindfulness and we have strong mindfulness. Then you know what it is. If somebody need a head, then you know there's a contact, and it's hard or it's soft, it's moderate. Immediately you will know because there's mindfulness. Right? You're bored, and you hit your head also, you don't know, you just faint. This is important because when you are practicing Vipassana, you're going deep into the Paramattha, deep into the reality. This is the first point where you face the reality. Instead of road, Confucius starts with the first step. What road are you walking on? And the road here in Vipassana is the road to the realization of reality. So you must have mindfulness and you step on the object. The walking meditation, when you first step on the first step, left step, first you must be mindful. You can follow right step, left step, the mind doesn't wander, then there is concentration. You can follow very closely, your mind doesn't wander all, it's very close to the process, and there's strong concentration. But you have to have just still the conceptual road, the concept. What you need to do is the ultimate reality, that which is beyond form, time, space, and person. When you're going to start somewhere, at least this right step, is the concept with reality behind it. So it's a real concept. So when you go into the concept, what you do, you slowly remove the concept. And what do you mean by you slowly remove the concept? That means you feel and sense directly the nature of your object. Okay, so person step. And step, you have at the beginning you may have the idea of the toes, the soles, the heels, the ankles, and all those. That cannot be helped. Those are real concepts, passive concepts. That's your starting point, your walking stick. So when you follow it, you just feel more just a sensation or sensations. Those are more like things of direct experience. Of course, in the beginning we will have some degree of the leg and time and who I'm walking cannot be helped. But when you can follow, as I said, your footstep mindfully, continuously, clearly, then you have to slowly direct your mind to the ultimate reality. That means you just experience things as they are. When you touch your feet touch the ground, what do you know? Before you touch them, you don't choose, I should know this, I should know that. You touch immediately, you feel cold, or you feel hot, or you feel what? In fact, the beginning is not clear, you know there's touching. Touching is a reality, contact, physical contact, mental contact. And you watch longer, then you feel cold, hot, and those become clearer. Are you thinking? You're not thinking. The mind is present, the mind is feeling it. Do you want to feel hot, or you want to feel cold, or do you want to feel hot? No. It arises at the moment of contact. Simple. Similarly, you watch your rising, falling, and you follow it, the rising, falling is long, short, all those is still connected with concepts. But it is basically tension, which we call wind element. Wind element, we call wind element experience as tension or movement. What is tension, what is movement? You have an idea of what tension is like that. Tension pulling your head, tension pulling your back. There's a back and your head, not at the very moment. So when you feel the rising, falling, you experience the movement. You feel it as tension, you may feel it as looseness, you may even feel other than the movement, you may feel hardness, which is earth element, you may feel heat, which is the fire element. But before you go to the point, you have to follow your rising, falling clearly, continuously, and then you make awareness of the point to experience it as it is. Usually this comes after when your Satipatthana concentration is automatically. That means as it flows more and more automatically, your walking becomes more and more automatic, then what will be most obvious will be the characteristic, the nature of the sensation or sensations. And you direct your mind to that. Another object which can be clearer is the pain. You sit for some time when the pain arises, you know pain. If you are not mindful, it often arises what they call anger. Anger. Alright? When anger arises, there's no mindfulness, so you don't really experience the reality. Even the reality is that you don't see it in the right view, in the right sense. So you cannot bring you deep into Vipassana knowledge. But you are mindful and you follow the pain and you not disturb the pain, and you just see pain as a process. When you can feel it without anger but clearly, then after some time you don't even think that you are around. When the realities become obvious, the concepts are put aside, including the sense of eye. You don't think how long you've been watching pain. It's pain, then you see come and go. You don't think how long I've been watching it, who is watching it. You just see the phenomena or sharp, clear phenomena, cutting or pulling. Then you're watching the reality of pain clearly. You see pain very strong, yes, but you have anger and you're thinking of, I'm so pain, I'm going to die, and then you're not watching it with insight. So he here brings a point that you're watching the reality with mindfulness, with clear comprehension, and finally with insight. The reality is there all the time, so how you experience it matters in terms of your karma or in terms whether it will produce insight or not. Okay? Is it clear? So that's where the difference in the watching the reality and the concept. At the beginning is mixed, but once you can separate the two, then you can bring the mind towards the reality. Something more has to be explained. The voice is not strong. Huh? Can you hear me? Huh? Can you hear me at the back? No. Yes. Now often we talk about reality in terms of the ultimate realities in the Abhidhamma. That means the 28 qualities of matter, the 52 mental states, and the 89 consciousness and 1 Nibbana. Usually you find that when you study Abhidhamma, they usually quote this as the ultimate realities. Okay? Now, reality is, as Paramatha, has a much wider meaning than that. The enumeration of these phenomena and these qualities is to help you recognize it for a start. These are like signposts. You see it there, and that means you're there. It refers to, you have this, at first your mind is mixed, like you watch rising, falling, pain, sitting, touching, and all those things, hearing. At first when you experience is a mix, rojak, and the concepts and the realities in there. But in usual life we see more of concepts than the realities. Although we also see it without mindfulness or with a little mindfulness. That won't help you in your Vipassana very much. That's why people say when you meditate, be mindful and see things arising and passing with the 6 sense doors. So easy. Then you just go be mindful in your daily walk, talk. As long as you're mindful, you're okay. It doesn't work. It helps you in your daily mindfulness, helps you to have more peaceful and efficient life. Yes, but it won't get you into Vipassana. Don't be fooled. You just be mindful in everything you do all the time, then you get insight, knowledge, and blah blah blah. Difficult. Because the actual nature of the realities you don't see clearly and you don't go deep into it. How are you going to get insight? Generally we can explain the ultimate realities when you talk in the Abhidhamma sense, the 28 rupa and so on. It's just that when you have all this mixed of concepts and reality, if you're able to eradicate, put aside all the concepts, put aside all the concepts, right concepts, wrong concepts, Now you come face to face with the reality. And you come face to face with the reality. That reality you come to face with can be classified under these 28 types of materiality, 52 mental states, 89 consciousness. Of course, a beginner, nirvana is not involved. Okay. But I think for the beginner who has experienced this without any concepts, you wouldn't know the name for it, because there are no concepts when you experience it. When you experience something hard, you know it's hard, but you don't know it is the earth element, because he doesn't know the earth element. He hasn't studied about the earth element, water element. Even though you haven't studied the earth element, water element, you can still experience the ultimate realities. Okay, hard. You say hardness is earth element. Somebody hits your head with a hammer, you know it's hard. You're watching the earth element, but you don't have insight. In fact, you're angry. You're not angry, you're mindful. Yes, you're mindful of the earth element, but it doesn't bring you insight, because you're just mindful. You experience this hardness with strong, sharp, concept-free reality, clear, and then you experience the earth element as non-self, earth element as an experience describable as hardness, softness, or earth element, if you wish. So the first level, if you are experienced with clarity and presence and there are no concept, experience it, comes under any of these elements, any of these mental states, any of this consciousness. Yeah? Although you may not know the name for it, but you know the quality there. And when you know the quality there, and you describe it, it easily falls under these categories. The idea is to experience these qualities clearly with mindfulness, clear comprehension, insight. Then you know 100% that you have stepped into this road, path of freedom. Otherwise, for people who meditate on, they still get that, but they don't have a clear comprehension of what they experience. But if they keep on practicing, it will be clearer and clearer, especially with the insight knowledges that it progresses. Understand? Faham? So what is important? You have to mindfulness, clear comprehension, sharp, clear, and you experience this reality at least at its first level. What is important is when you experience it first level, that means the first insight knowledge arises, you experience the phenomena, the reality of non-self, anatta. Anatta, that means it is not me, not mine, not myself, and this rising falling is not me, not mine, myself. This pain is not me, not mine, not myself. This stepping of the foot and the touching is not me, not mine, not myself. Very clearly, it comes with the direct experience of the Paramattha with sharp mindfulness. Okay. It comes naturally. That's why when people experience this naturally with sharp insight, all their experiences in their meditation, they will eventually realize that they are not there. What the experiences are just things that are happening. When you're walking, you notice there's no walking, but clearly there's the stepping sensations, the breathing sensations, the pain sensations. They're not there. Because the experience is directly phenomena as it is. Then when you start experiencing things in this level, you begin to experience the same thing, other things in this level. That means you don't only experience the earth element, the wind element, the fire element, the touching, the seeing, hearing, smelling, touching. Experience it as it occurs with the contact. Is there anybody seeing, hearing, smelling, touching? No, there's nobody at that very moment. They come and it goes. This is the nature of the Paramattha, ultimately, in the first level. But it doesn't stop there, because as your perception and your insight becomes sharper and sharper, it penetrates deeper into what they call the reality. The earth element, or tension, or the wind element, is only the first phase. First phase. You have to go into it, this ultimate reality. That's why, depending on how sharp the perception is, it arrives at increasingly higher insight knowledges. Finally, you reach to the ultimate, that means the Nibbana, the unconditioned object. Even then, the different levels of perception within the unconditioned. That's why you have the different first, second, third, fourth paths. So at least we give you a general idea for today. You direct your mind to your basic meditation objects, and then you can have this automatically sharp flow, clarity of your walking, sitting, rising, falling, all those. You keep your mind as much as possible to the present knowing, the present moment, the present experience. Direct it, as I said, to the ultimate reality that's free from time, space, person, form, shape. When you are able to do it like that, then you go directly into the Paramattha Dhamma, the actual Vipassana object. Otherwise, keep it around there. You can keep it around there, on and off, you will touch it. When you touch it more often, they become more familiar, and then you go deeper and deeper into it. So that's why I say, when you're walking, sitting, have a clear perception of the immediate body sensations. At the beginning, you see it as a mass. Sometimes you see it single sensation. Sometimes you see it more often, you see it as a process. Many of them. Rising, falling is many tension, so it's like a single perception of a single element. But when you see sitting, touching, there are many sensations, so you're watching many of these elements in the process. Although it may not at the beginning reach up to the level of clearly experiencing non-self, but you're getting there. At least you see these sensations, these qualities coming and going, or feelings like pain, oppressiveness being the nature, it comes and goes. Happy feelings comes and goes. As long as you don't have the idea of my pain, your pain, my pain, just watch the pain by itself. It comes and goes. Why? Because it's the ultimate reality. the three characteristics are clearly manifest, then you should know that the ultimate reality is present. When you don't see any change, you see everything is me and mine, and then of course the ultimate reality is, even if it's there, you don't see it clearly. And is to see clearly the ultimate realities. Materiality, the four elements at least, and the five objects at the sense doors. Mentality, like feelings, happy and happy, neutral feelings. Consciousness, the different great anger, delusion, no great, no anger, no delusion. And the concentrated states, not concentrated states, and so on. Those are consciousness. And the 50 mental, other mental states, the 5 hindrances, and so on, so on. Those are mental states. We come to that later. Okay. Any questions? Is it too difficult? Simple? Too difficult? If Ku says simple, must be simple. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? But these are more experienced people, you see them 1,000 times, so they know. Your beginner, it may be a bit strange, but you bear what I have in mind, I tell you. Because people never look at this properly, so they are stuck for a long time in the beginning. Okay. Any question? One more chance. Fu, can you know? Yes, you are. Where is the word hard, soft are concepts. The word is a concept. When you think of hard and soft, the thinking makes it a concepts. You must experience first before you know it's hard or soft, isn't it? You don't experience it, how do you know it's hard and soft? The experience of these qualities is not a concept. But the question is whether you experience it, how mindful you experience it. You can experience it without mindfulness. It's useless. We experience it with mindfulness better, but it may not give us the insight yet. But you experience it with clear, sharp clarity, presence, and then it's not just a concept. It's a reality, understanding of the reality of the earth element, what we call the earth element, with insight. The main thing is that the insight really arises when we are clearly grounded on the ultimate realities, the Paramattha. Okay? Yes, any question? Yes. Insight 是智慧。对，体会到，观察到，体会到，是什么？三法印这个字呢是观念，你这些体会自然现象，自然你会体会到这个三法印。I can only hear, there is only sound here, rising and passing away. Sound, not sound. 你在讲什么？
好像他讲了 soft art 就是软的硬嘛，那如果是说字面上还不算是软，我们要亲身体验到那个。
我听不懂你讲什么啊。Come closer, I can hear you. So far, I cannot hear you.
OK， 我讲大声一点。
来接一接，你大声，可能我也听不到了。
好像刚才他讲的那个 sister 讲的，他讲soft and hard 是吗？软和硬是吗？如果字面上我们去是体验不到那个软和硬嘛，直到我们亲身去体验那个软和硬，我们才知道那个是软和硬嘛。所以
我不知道你讲什么。再讲一次，慢慢来。
是这样。刚才我不是问班店讲说，我们要去看到 insight 嘛。如果我们是要 mindful，然后呢要 clear mind，我们才可以带我们去看到那个 insight 嘛。
对。
所以我问班店那个 insight 是什么嘛？
这是智慧咯。
智慧咯。
对。
这个智慧就是引导我们去看到三法印咯，对吗？
对。
三法印就是无常、无我嘛。
对。
对吗？
对。
所以这个是要我们自己去亲证的哦。
真是。
亲证的这个智慧，这个三法印就是那个佛陀的智慧来的咯。
你不用佛陀的智慧了。
就是智慧啊。
那个智慧是经验，是这经验。那个经验就是智慧，是吧？OK。Everybody can understand something. Yeah?
Mindfulness fall under what category?
Mental state. Any more? Do you know what is mindfulness by experience? You should. Otherwise you cannot meditate properly. When somebody asks you, are you mindful? I say, yes, I'm mindful. Then what you refer to is a mental state, is an ultimate reality. But the word itself is a concept. It means many things. Okay, there are no questions. We end today.